This next topic is another question that somebody said. He says, I don't know how it is in New Mexico, but here in England, amritdharis have a big thing about not sharing food with non-amritdharis. This has always confused me. I can understand the hygienic aspect, but then that should apply to everyone. Maybe I've just understood it all, and my question is, what exactly is the concept of Jhoot all about, and why are people practicing this?
This is such an alien concept to me. You know, when my son came back from school in India, he taught me the 5-second rule. You know, if it falls on the floor and it's less than 5 seconds, you just touch your kata, say, Waheguru, stick it back in your mouth. Right? Look, the human immune system is stronger than most people think it is. It's not a question of hygiene. I mean, you know, you stick your tongue in somebody else's mouth, you mix saliva together, you have a lot of fun. What's the big deal? You know, I don't understand this hang-up. Fact is, you know, we live in a modern world. People normally are somewhat hygienic, and if they're not hygienic, their body's immune system takes care of it. Have you seen what a baby puts in its mouth? Oh my God! You know, every time a baby picks something up off the floor and sticks it in its mouth, it doesn't get sick and die. You know, humans are very strong. So I'm going to say the whole theory of unhygienic doesn't hold water to me. This is a holdover from the caste system. This is a holdover from the past of, you know, my food is purer than your food, I'm purer than you are, I'm better than you are, blah, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of bullshit. It really is. It's time for it to go. It's just silly. So I'm going to say, forget it. You see somebody else do it. It goes to all kinds of extremes. You know, I have seen people, they only cook their own food in their own iron pot that they carry with them, and they won't wash that pot with water, only with sand. I'm going to say, if it makes you happy, Waheguru. But if it makes you feel separate from other people and makes people feel separate from you, then where is the value in that? Why is that godlike to separate yourself? I don't see it, I don't understand it, I don't adhere to it, and I don't believe in it.
I think one of the angles that I've heard people expressing about is, like one person used the example of the story with Guru Nanak, where he didn't want to eat the food served by one man because the way that he'd earned that was through unserviceable means and through other people. So it's a matter of also, like, if an amritdhari cooks it and their vibration, their chanting of Bani or whatever their state of being, it creates it. Whereas if somebody is not amritdhari, you know, that they might have bad thoughts or bad things. And so by putting...
People use everything to justify what they want to do. It's called power of human rationalization. Look, people say it's okay to eat meat because Guru Gobind Singh had his Khalsa eat meat. When the fort at Chamkaur was under siege and there was no food and they were in dire straits and approaching death, they ate the horses. Does that mean that you should eat horses? Because Guru Nanak Dev Ji was teaching something in that moment to a particular group of people to make a point, does that mean that you should just do what he did instead of understanding what the situation was and why he did it? People love to take a situation and say, but that happened, therefore I can do this because this is the right thing to do because that happened. That's just a justification for your own silliness. Let's be straight about it. You are not in Chamkaur Sahib under siege, and all of your brothers and sisters are not dying around you. You are not at that moment where Guru Nanak was teaching something to the people there in that moment. The fact is, vibration does affect food. And as you raise your own vibration through your own meditation and your own tapasya, right? Your own discipline, and you work on yourself, you start to want different kinds of food. That happens very spontaneously. You don't want to eat certain things, you want to eat other things. You want to, you know, sometimes you eat at a restaurant, you get sick. It may not be because that restaurant was dirty or polluted. It may be that the chef who came to cook that day was angry. And they went in the kitchen and they cooked this food with anger. and you're a sensitive being and you ate that food and you took that into you. Me, I can walk into a restaurant and if the vibration is not right, I say, come on, let's go eat someplace else. Become sensitive yourself enough to know what you want to eat and what not eat. But sometimes I have just shared food with somebody because in that moment they offered it. And that may not be the food I chose to eat at that moment. But I would say that person is God. The food is God. God is offering me God, and God is enjoying it. So, problem is when you get too hung up on rules, you lose the juice.